I've tuned in, tapped in, and been turned on before. It was beautiful, amazing, and without me knowing, I guess, I had tuned into a different frequency that caused me to get different vibrations, different energies. So then I kind of closed myself off because I felt hurt and actual pain every time I felt, I guess, information or energy coming through. So now I'm just trying to get back to that loving place that I felt, that loving place that I was learning through.
We touched on this a little bit already when we were talking about being tuned in and not really knowing how you got there, but you are. Mm-hmm. And having an impulse to do something which you then do, mm-hmm. and then later slipping out of vibrational frequency with it and then thinking that maybe it was a mistake. And so it's a constant tuning process, isn't it? How do you learn about energies unless you have the experience of them?
Yeah. Well,
so at that time, were you understanding about frequencies? Were you understanding about emotion? Were you understanding about your emotional guidance system at that time?
Yes. I was learning, I was able to see all the signs and speak without talking, and you know what I mean? Like, just completely connected. So without me knowing, I guess I had, attracted other, I would say, entities or energies that felt not loving. And so I'm trying to, in a sense, flush that out or get that past.
Well, we had a recent discussion about this. Here's an easiest way to look at it. Once you understand that energy abounds and that you can read it, as you say, that you can tune into it and understand it. We're not whispering words in Esther's ear. We're giving her blocks of thought that she has learned to interpret. And the longer she does it, the more precise her interpretation of our energy is, so that we can offer bold things that are easy for her to interpret, or more subtle things that she is very good at interpreting. In other words, it's just through doing it that you become more precise at it. So the energy is being offered, and Esther is receiving it at what we are calling an unconscious level, and offering the words that are the equivalent of it, or as close to it. And you all often are doing the same thing. So then we talk to you about how you come from source energy and you come into this environment where there is contrast. In other words, we've all acknowledged that there is lower, slower energy, that the what I don't want side of every vibrational equation is that lower frequency. And then we say to you that every thought that's ever been thought still exists. So you step as a vibrating being into an arena where there is a lot going on. You know how you can walk into an environment, it happened mostly in high school for most of you, where you can walk into an environment where you are well received or well thought of, and you feel loved and embraced. That usually doesn't happen in high school that much. Or you can walk into an environment where there is some other stuff going on, and you can feel that too. In other words, you have all been communicating much more vibrationally and emotionally than you have been verbally for a very long time. So these vibrations are not something that are new to you. So when you understand that every thought that's ever been thought still exists, and that you could be anywhere on the frequency in relationship to the source within you, when you have meditated yourself into alignment, it is our promise to you that at that frequency, what you receive will be the pure positive energy of your source. But if you step into the translating process without being vibrationally up to speed, in an active role of translating vibration, you can translate whatever vibrational energies are around you. And the intent that you hold has a lot to do with it. There are people who want to use their interaction with this broader energy as a way to control people. in other words, there are a lot of people that are misunderstanding the value and the reason for alignment, you see. Okay. So it's really more about deciding or coming to the greater clarity as you have about what you want, and then just making sure that you're in the frequency of that which your Esther meditates each morning before, well, most mornings anyway, but especially on a day like this. She wants to be vibrationally ready. She said to friends last night, I want to get a really good night's sleep, because she knows that the greatest benefit that she has for you is to be in the highest frequency that she can accomplish. So it's one of the reasons that at one time she was coming out wanting to eagerly interact, and then she discovered that if she was sitting here before a seminar or even sitting out there or making herself available in any way, sometimes people would come to her with their problems and their questions, and they would ask her if she could be sure that they could get into the chair, and it was very hard for her to maintain her frequency of well-being when she was being presented, because she knows that her role in this interaction, she knows that it's a three-step process. That step one is somebody's got to ask, and someone who's standing in a contrasting experience is the best one to ask. She knows that step two will be taken care of by Abraham, that Abraham will answer what's being asked. But Esther knows without question that in this experience, and it is true for you too, you're the step three part, which means you've got to be in that place of non-resistance in order to be the receiver of that. And there's just no other way of explaining it. So if you received anything other than that, you were in a vibrational frequency yourself. There was no assertion. No one asserted themselves into your experience. And there's no dark side. There are no dark entities. There's nobody out there ready to attach themselves to you. It's just that you were in a frequency that denied what you were really reaching for and gave you something less than that. And as you understand that, then you just reach for the higher frequency first, you see. It's the answer that we give to everything. Tune in to source first. Tune in. In time past, we'd say, get in the vortex and then talk to your children. Get into the vortex and then make love to your lover. Get into the vortex and then get in your car and drive across town to do something. Get into the vortex and then. You see.
Is there any specific words you could help me next time that I do, I guess, attempt to just tap in, just in case I do feel negative or lower vibrations?
But you see, the thing is, if we're counseling you on what to do, then we are presupposing and activating a vibration that's making it harder for you to get there to begin with. Okay. So we would say, that was then, this is now. Okay. Don't know what that was about, doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Because you can't get to the bottom of anything. There's no bottom.
So just keep going as a new day, starting new every time?
Yeah. Remind yourself all day, every day that you are a vibrational match to pure positive energy, and that that's who you are and that's what you want. And that non-physical energy abounds and that you have access to it all day, every day. And that the source within you is well aware of you. And that the impulses that you have are right on target, and that all is well with you.
All right. Thank you so much.